Everything is new again, walking with a permagrin, head so high. I'm back with you and all is right. Shaking on the apple tree, ticking off the honeybees, watch them fly. It's just like we never said goodbye.
Hey guys, what's up? It's NihonTiger. How you doing? Welcome back to the NeoCraft server. I am back. Hey, I'm back. Yay, 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 yay. I survived PAX East without getting sick or anything like that. So very happy, very enthusiastic about that. And let me see here. What was I gonna do? Oh, well, first things first. Let me show a few things off here. I kind of got the pathway done a little bit here. So we've got this path that comes up the side of the mountain, and there's a little bit of the pathway work here, a little bit there. Gotta make some grass grow. And this is the building I was looking at last time. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do on top here because I got the wall here and that over there, and it's all kind of a mess right now. So I'm going to have to figure that out. I've got an idea on how to make it look nice, so I'm going to try that out probably. If not this episode, next episode. This will be a two-parter. So kind of a small space inside. Not meant to be a large building. Got a little roof up here. Comes up so you can hang out and do whatever you want to do up there, I guess. Whatever's cool. But try a few things out next episode. For today's episode, I want to put the roof on this bad boy. And that's going to be quite a tall task. But I figure while I'm up here, why don't I talk a little bit about PAX East? Because that's just where I was, and I know most of you guys are wondering, how was it? What was it like? Did you get to meet any famous people? Did you get to rub shoulders with anybody? And the answer to that question is yes, 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 and lots of yes. So I figured this would be a good time to, that's a lot of yes, but I figured this would be a good time to kind of sit down, chill, you know, have a nice relaxing stream. And this will be a two-parter, like I think I mentioned just a second ago. This will probably be a two-parter. I expect I have a lot of stuff to talk about, and I don't think I can fit 3 days worth of craziness plus the Thursday before all into one episode. So it's gonna be two. But first things first, those of you wondering what the heck is PAX East? Well, it is a convention, Penny Arcade Expo East, as his full name, fully named, I guess you could call it. It is a convention that is held in Boston, Massachusetts at the Boston Convention Exhibition Center in South Boston, which is actually kind of shaping up to be a really nice part of town now. They've done a lot of work to revitalize things over there. It was a not quite so nice part of Boston for a while, but it is much better now. A lot of new business and new things are going down there. A lot of hotel space too, which I guess makes sense given that there's a convention center right over next to the place. So in any case, as I ramble on here, it was March 6th to 8th. So I just got back from there a couple days ago on Monday, but it was fun. It was great trip. Glad I went. And I went in part because I had some money that I was going to use to go to San Diego Comic-Con. And I decided I didn't want to go this year. So I decided I was going to go to PAX East instead because I have a sister that lives in Cambridge area. And it was a little bit cheaper for me to just kind of hang out and stay with her, save on hotel costs. Even though the travel was going to be a little bit more of a hassle every day because I was going to have to come like 40 minutes away by train. But I figured, it'll be worth it. It'll be good for me. It'll build character. Not really. But anyways, so, and my trip, I was going to say, so anyways, and I was going to say so anyways again, but I caught myself. But the trip itself started on Thursday, and I was really excited. I was going to be able to meet a whole lot of people, a lot of friends I had met on the internet or outside of the internet, I guess I should say, because I've met them on the internet or everyone's my friends. But there was a lot of excitement. I couldn't really sleep too much on Wednesday nights, but I made myself go to sleep somehow. That didn't involve me taking a bunch of pills, which I never do in the first place. But I didn't have to resort to something like that to get to sleep. I think I eventually just tired myself out, and that works. But no, it's not that. Don't do that, please. But I did it again. That's great. I'll fix this right now. But let me do that. Come here. Come here, yeah, bugger. So let's do that. But yeah, the trip itself started on Thursday, and I was flying out of Detroit directly to Boston because I hate layovers. They are the devil, and there's just too much opportunity for things to go wrong. And plus, all the layovers were like really bad ones. If I was flying either out of Detroit or Columbus, it was like, hey, you can go to Midway, and I'm like, why do I want to go to Midway? Oh, hi. Here, I'm just going to kill you with my axe because I'm too lazy and I don't have my sword on me. I took my bow and stuff off because I was like, oh, I'm just going to build anyways, right? Probably be the only one on. I could just go to sleep whenever I want. No, Orin, Sky, and Rikubi are on. But the initial plan was, to fly out of Detroit, fly from Detroit to Boston directly, take the bus, then take the subway the rest of the way to as far as I could go to get to my sister's house, and then just walk the rest of the way, which wasn't too bad. It was only like a mile or two walk. I think that was more like a mile, more like half a mile to a mile. But I had also an option just flying out of Columbus and then flying through LaGuardia, and that turned out to be a good idea. I didn't take that one because there was a plane that went off the runway at LaGuardia and shut the airport down till like 7 or 8 o'clock at night, and I never would have got there on time if I had gone through LaGuardia. So thank goodness that I have a dislike of non-direct flights. Isn't that good? That actually paid off for once. So I actually got there on time, and some people who were actually supposed to be going through New York, because there was a huge snowstorm down there too. That's why the plane went off the runway. It just skidded in the snow. But there was a really big snowstorm in New York at the time, and kind of gummed up a lot of people's trip plans. So I'm just glad I avoided all of that and was able to get to PAX unscathed. And even when I got to PAX, even when I got to Boston, it was really interesting. Hold on a sec here. I'm gonna have to dig up some screenshots I took just so I can make sure I got the shape of this thing right. But even when I got to Boston, like, there's so many places I could go, so many things that could happen where I would just have, a delay here or there, and the train would be late, or it would just never show up on time, and then maybe it wouldn't even show up at all. But I would just, be stuck somewhere, and I'd be inconvenienced, and that didn't actually happen for some reason. I don't know why. I just got really lucky. When I got off the plane, my luggage was already there. The buses were on time. So, okay, so this is another one where it goes up, up. And I think this goes 1, 2. I think this is upside down. Okay, I think that's good. There we go. I'm pretty sure that's the way I had it, and then like that. Okay. Cool. But yeah, everything went fine. Everything, getting to my sister's place was relatively painless. There was no issues of missing trains or delays or anything like that. It just went so smoothly, and I got there on time. But as soon as I got there, I basically had enough time to kind of get settled, drop some stuff off, and then I had to skedaddle back to where near the convention center was, because I was supposed to meet up with Lady M and Alan, aka Tuxape, aka Theo the Ape as he's now called, and Oviraptor and Okamero, and Lady M's son and daughter-in-law and her grandson were all out there, and we were all supposed to go to, we all went to dinner at this place. I think it was called Tama, and it's at the, I want to say it's the Seaport Boston Hotel, but do I don't have enough blocks, but I need some more bones. But it was a really nice place. We ended up having some issues with the reservation where it was incorrectly given that we were only a party of 6 when we were a party of 8 instead. So we got a smaller table than we were expecting, and we also got a table that was kind of outside the main restaurant space in the kind of the restaurant lobby area. But we made the best of it, kind of chilled, had a good time, had nachos, burgers, and all kinds of fancy food. And there was even some s'mores afterwards. That was wonderful food. Very happy with it. And it was so good to see everybody. Just even on that Thursday, just to see people and just to get to hang out with people I hadn't seen in a very long time since Minecon. And that kind of became a little bit of a recurring trend. It happened a lot. I saw a lot of people I hadn't seen since Minecon. It was just really good to see them. I didn't get to do a lot of traveling to gaming conventions last year, so I didn't get to see a lot of them. And it was just so nice to have that again, to have all these people that I've known for like a year or two now, and just get to see everybody again, and made me really happy because I don't always get to do a lot of stuff here in the Midwest. I actually had a discussion on Twitter about this today about I didn't think there's actually more people who do videos and stuff that are in Ohio than I realized, but there's not a lot of us. It's not like California or Chicago or Seattle or these bigger cities where you have a ton of people that do videos. You can always go hang out with somebody. But it was definitely really nice to get to see everybody, and that was just the tip of the iceberg. Just going out and getting to see everybody was just the tip of the iceberg, because the next day was, of course, the first day of the convention, and the advice that I had been given was do not show up to the convention right at 10:30. Kind of get there a little bit later, maybe around. So let me see. I think this is full blocks. Ow. I think that's how I had that. I jumped off the back. I'm a dummy. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna, since I know kind of where this is supposed to be, let me do the bottom first, and we'll work our way up from there. But yeah, it was a pretty good start, and things would only get bigger and better and more exciting from there. So Friday came, and everyone piled into the convention center. No big surprise there. Everybody who was supposed to be at PAX with their tickets was there. All bajillion of them. And I kind of, got through security all right. There was no issues with anything in that regard, which is nice. But this is supposed to be why, because this is up one. So let's do that. I'm pretty sure it is. Oh. So it's supposed to be like that. Oh, this is supposed to be, these guys are supposed to be up one. These guys are supposed to be up one. Okay. So 2, 3. There we go. But the day started off with not, me spending hours upon hours sitting on the convention floor and playing games, but I actually wandered around for a bit, got a feel for the convention center, and then I had to go. We didn't have to go, but I did go to a panel. It was a modded Minecraft panel. It was being hosted by the fine folks at FTB and ForgeCraft, and of course they had Direwolf20 was on there. He actually was one of those people that was affected. I think I mentioned the LaGuardia stuff. I think it was one of the people who was affected by that. I'm not 200% certain on that, because I don't know where he was flying through, but he had a delayed flight on that Thursday as well. Someone told me he might have been flying through Philly, and that was also part of where the snowstorm was at, so it could have been the case. In any case, he got there on time, got there for his panel. Who else was on the panel? Soren was on the panel, Lex Manos was on the panel. Speak words properly, please. Who else was there? Way of Time, the dev for Blood Magic, was there. Pahimar, who's still working on Equivalent Exchange 3, but he's making progress. I follow him on Twitter, so I know he's making progress. He was there. He's a cool dude. He's a really cool dude. I didn't get to talk to him a whole lot, but just from the panel and from everything, he's definitely a cool dude. So he was there, and Aurelian was the one who was doing the hosting for the panel. So that was pretty cool. Of course, she's on Forgecraft as well, for those of you that don't know. 2, 1. And I was supposed to, when I got to the panel, I was supposed to meet up with Dunk. For those of you who follow TFC, Terraformer Crack, and Terraformer Craft stuff, most of you guys will know who Dunk is. He's one of the devs for the Terraformer Craft mod, along with Kitty, and Biox is the lead. And he's also been on my team before in TFC. So I might have to go grab some more bones here, but I'll keep talking. We have a community grinder at spawn. I just usually raid if I need bones and stuff like that. But yeah, I was supposed to meet up with him. I couldn't find him. He was running a little late, so I still went to the panel anyways. And Lady M and Tukes, Alan, and I'm just gonna keep calling him Tukes. I don't know why. Even though he rebranded, I just know him as that. And Ovi was there, and Chimera I think was there as well, and they were all kind of sitting together. And I got there a little late, so I ended up sitting. Actually, no, Lady M was sitting with the other Godiva Gaming ladies who were there. So I got there a little bit late, so I was a little bit further back in the line. But it was a good panel. It was an interesting panel. I don't know if I learned anything specific about mods themselves, but I did get a little bit of sage advice from, I think it was Direwolf and Soren, maybe Lex as well, I think mentioned it. But it talked about mod packs and kind of making sure that if you build a mod pack, you don't just throw a bunch of mods together, that you have a theme you're building it around. I thought about that. I'll just take a bunch of these. But to that extent, that kind of helped me, because I've been thinking for a while about a mod pack that I wanted to put together, and I kind of thought later in the week, or later in the weekend, kind of thought a little bit more about what I wanted it to be, and I got actually a little bit of inspiration for it. So that might be something I can actually put together, which is really cool. Really looking forward to being able to do that one day. And Slowpoke was on the panel too, because he was talking about the curse launcher and the fact that it's going to be a lot easier to, once the curse launcher comes out in a couple of months, it's going to be a lot easier to assemble your own packs. So that might be something I wait for. But it was a really good panel. I enjoyed it. It's my first panel at PAX East, first of 3 that I went to. And afterward, I ran into a bunch of people. They had a kind of a meet and greet with some of the panelists afterward. And I ended up running into, as I mentioned, Lady M and the Godiva Gaming ladies were there. So I got to meet Anasia and Maddie Maneater. Those you don't know Maddie, she's pretty cool. I did the Ladies' Choice UHC with them recently. And MK the Worst was there as well, but I didn't get to say hi to her at that point. So that is who I met from that group. And of course, got to hang out again with Ovi and Alan and all of them. And I also did catch up with Dunk. So I did meet Dunk afterwards and did a selfie, did the whole selfie thing. I'm not really a big selfie person, but for Dunk, I will make an exception, because he's a cool dude. And we temporarily reunited part of the Bear Punchers. Bear Punchers best TFC team ever. But got to reunite that briefly, because I think he had to go do something and I had to go do something, so we kind of went our little separate ways for a little bit. And I also ran into Beef, good old Vintage Beef, my buddy from the old Minecraft server was there. And it's kind of funny, because I purposely didn't say anything. I saw him there, and I was like, you know what? I'm wearing my hoodie. I'm going to see how long it takes him to notice me. And it took him a little bit of time, but he eventually did spot me, and he walked over and he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" You know, we greeted each other. There were hugs, and I think like the first thing he said was, "How come you didn't say anything?" I was like, "Well, I was just waiting to see how long it would take you to notice me." So I wasn't really like, I wasn't testing I don't want to make this dramatic, but I was testing our friendship. But yeah, I was just having fun. So, damn, wooden planks. But yeah, that was cool. Good was there along with Wes Wilson, but Good was really busy because he had an issue at the time that he was going to do the Minecraft group meetup on Friday, like around 2:00, and they had plans to do it inside the convention center, like right inside the doors, but they weren't letting anybody in. So he had to kind of call an audible on that, and they eventually decided we're gonna do it outside, whatever. So that's another story, and that's something I'll get to in just a moment. But yeah, after that, got to meet up with everybody. A couple people went off to do different things, and I was by myself again. So I wandered on down to the convention floor, and I played a few of the games that were there that were interesting to me. I didn't get to play Overwatch. Overwatch was a really long, really like tedious line. It was like 4 hours for one game or something. That's what I heard. I can't confirm that because I never actually got in the damn line for the game. But it was like long and capped, and Splatoon was like that too. And I'm a little sad about that because I really wanted to play both those games. So I didn't get to play Splatoon. I didn't get to play Overwatch yet. So I have to wait for the beta for Overwatch in the fall. I hope it's good. Please be good. Please, Blizzard, don't screw this up. So I didn't get to play those. I did get to play Shovel Knight Plague of Shadows, which is the new Plague Knight kind of, I guess you could call it, expansion to the game. I think that's a good way to describe it. It's basically they're adding Plague Knight in as another character, and they're doing the same with King Knight and I think Spectre Knight as well. And it's a free addition to the game. They'll be coming out soon, and you get to play as Plague Knight, and he's got his own abilities and everything, and it's really cool. I got to play it, and I enjoyed it a lot. And since I'm Let's Playing Shovel Knight right now, it does mean that I missed the jump, but it does mean that I will eventually play that edition as well, and probably King Knight and Plague Knight and whatever else they might add. So those are all things I'll probably add to my channel at some point. But yeah, I'm kind of really looking forward to that now. It's good, and there's definitely still a speedrunning element to the game. There was a challenge at the booth where you had to collect 25 coins and do it as quickly as possible, and the final score on the screen was basically your coin total plus your time, and your coin total was the first deciding factor in where you placed on the screen, and then your time after that. So your time was kind of like the tiebreaker more than anything else, which was interesting. But I was watching other people play it, so I was kind of keeping an eye on, okay, here's where the coins pop up. This is just, the first level, the plains, really easy, not too hard. You know where everything is. You've watched enough videos. You've watched Captain Drake run this. You know where to get everything. You just had to find the coin placements, and I did really good. I got the third fastest time of that day so far. It was an early day, but I did pretty well, and I was very happy with myself. And I wish I had died a few fewer times. But it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed the game, and I'll be playing more of it in the near future. I got to play a couple of the tiny build games that were there. I'll be honest, I wasn't really too enthused with a lot of the things that have coming out. There's some interesting stuff like that coming out, and I'm sure there's going to be stuff that people are going to want to play and let's play. But for me, it's kind of just, I'm not quite. Oh, I need some stairs. I thought I needed planks, but for me, I'm just kind of at the point where it's like, yeah, these are good games, and I like them. I like speedrunners, and just the stuff that's coming out is not. I don't know if that's necessarily my cup of tea so much, but I'm sure I might be willing to give him more of a chance in the future. So let's see, what else did I play? I played Smite. I did play Smite on Friday. And I did totally play Smite and stood in line for like an hour just to get a couple of skin codes. They had the convention exclusive skin code, and then they had an Alienware Raw that you could get too. So I stood in line. I waited in line like a patient fool for Smite skin codes. And what was cool, actually, wasn't so much the gameplay, because it was pretty standard gameplay. They were just kind of hyping things up because the Xbox One beta is coming out, and so the gameplay wasn't anything fancy. But we actually had a really good game, and it was really close, and we lost, but my team lost. But I feel like I did really well. I feel happy. I got to play Chalk. I love that guy. He's my favorite god right now. But yeah, I enjoyed it, and I'm sure the skin codes helped take a little bit of this thing out of the loss. But after let's see, after I did all the game stuff, I went to the Minecraft meetup, which was at about 2 o'clock, like I mentioned, and it was outside in front of the convention center, kind of almost on the sidewalk. It was like we were kind of being pirates and having our own convention. But everyone was out there, and I didn't have my coat with me because I put it in coat check, and it was butt cold out, and it was not very fun. But temperature wise, it was not very fun. But it was actually good to see everybody again. All the Minecrafters that were actually at the convention were there, outside in the cold, freezing to death with us. We were all one shivering mass. But I need more stairs. But it was cool. I got to see some of my buddies again. Beef was there, of course. I should not be surprised since I ran into him earlier. Zisto was finally there. I think he got there a little bit later. He didn't make the first panel, or maybe he wasn't interested in modern Minecraft. It's alright. Everyone's got their own taste. But I ran into him there. He recognized me pretty quickly, and there were many hugs given. There was much happiness. I also got to actually meet Chad, and he also kind of, once I introduced myself, he knew where I was. That's kind of another theme of mine, was that once I introduced myself to people, everyone knew who I was. So I eventually I did get to introduce myself to MK, and she was like happy to see me, and she hugged me, didn't hug my face off like she said she would on Twitter. So thank goodness I didn't get my face all hugged off, and it's still here. It's still pretty. It's still pretty. But yeah, I got to meet Chad. Chad is, that dude has, like, I like to think that I'm optimistic, happy dude all the time, or most of the time. That dude, he is like the happiness that I have cranked up to like 11. I swear it. It's just like he's like unsinkably happy, and that's good. That's really good. But yeah, I got to meet him, give him a hug for Rosie because she couldn't be there, and potentially for myself as well because I like hugs. No surprise. But yeah, let's see here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we actually ended up talking for quite a while about various things, and there are a bunch of other people I got to meet there as well. It was great to talk to everybody, and really, I mean, it was just kind of meet and greet, basic stuff. Wes Wilson was there giving out little placards, little, not like placards, but like the little cards they have, so that you can go around and get everyone's signatures and whatnot. And Chad's picture wasn't on there at the time, so he drew himself on my card, and he was drawing himself on other people's cards too. I guess there's another version that came out that has him on it, so that's the one I did not get. I did not get that version of the art either, because it was a second signing, and I didn't get that card at the signing either, so guess I'm still waiting on that. But yeah, it was really cool. It was really nice to get to see everybody and get to see people, and it was a little bit. I'll admit, I had a little bit of the old nerves, just because it's one of those things you haven't seen people in a long while. You're like, oh, do they even, these are such big, important people. Do they even care about me? And the answer was yes, they do, Nihon. Now stop being so quiet and actually say hi. So that was really fun, and I ended up staying there for like an hour talking with like Chad and everyone else, and Beef and Zisto and whatnot. So the other thing I did after that was the league. There was a league panel on character design, League of Legends panel on character design that I went to. I went almost directly from there to the league panel, and it was good. It was a good panel. It was very interesting. I wouldn't say it was like the most craziest awesome panel, but they did talk a little bit about character design, how character design evolved, from time to time, and how certain characters started out one way and then they eventually switched things up and became something else. It was really interesting from a fan standpoint, just to kind of understand how the character design process goes on at Riot Games. Oh, and also I got a Riot Kale skin, so yay, happy with that. But I think that kind of is a pretty good summary of the first 2 days at PAX East, because I did a lot of stuff, got to meet a lot of people, and I really didn't do anything else on Friday night. I kind of went back to my sister's place and hung out for a while. So that really is kind of the summary of the first 2 days. So I'm going to end this video here. It's getting a little bit long. It's 30 minutes. I wanted it to be 20. But when I come back next time, we are going to have ourselves a little bit of a talk about days 2 and 3 of PAX East. Going to talk a little bit about some of the games I played as well, probably, that I really enjoyed. You'll probably see on the channel. And just a couple of things in closing. So, really, that's about it. I will catch you guys very, very soon here for part 2 of our PAX East discussion. In the meanwhile, I'm going to go plant some more trees. We need, I think, a little bit more lumber to finish this bad boy. And actually, no, we don't. So I'm going to go ahead, actually, maybe even finish this off while we're off camera. So next time we come back, we'll work on the inside here, get that all settled, and then we'll have our house all set. So thank you guys for watching. Good luck, good mining, have fun. I'll see you guys next time here on the NeoCraft server. Peace out.